We've got a 6-day backpack in Yellowstone, calling my name, but I am currently in Indianapolis. So that is about 1,500 miles from here. We gotta close that distance. We got 2 days of driving. It's nice and early today, so hopefully I can make it pretty far. I got a campsite that I found. I like to use freecampsites.net. It's a little resource for any of y'all traveling the country, don't mind doing it rough. If you want something free, freecampsites.net has some good options, good resource. I found it pretty reliable. So I'm gonna stay at a campsite in Nebraska, somewhere random. We've made it to Grand Island, Nebraska. I am about 30 minutes from my planned campsite. I'm gonna do some stocking up for the actual trip. Just get some ice, put it in the cooler, and then go and set up camp as long as it's not a bad camping spot. So cross our fingers there. All right, well, hopefully you can hear me over the noise of the crickets, critters, and cars. I am at camp, got the tent set up, sun's gone down. Got a similar drive for tomorrow. Looks like about 720 miles to camp near Pinedale. Then I'll drive up to Yellowstone, camp there for the night, and then I have in-day. I'm guessing because of all the tall grass here, there's gonna be a lot of dew tomorrow morning. This tent's really nice. My buddy Josh is letting me borrow it for the moment. This is his tent. It's a Perea 3-person tent. The first kind of tent I've set up that has this little this pole set up. I'm used to the ones that are super simple, just the 2 simple poles. But it's nice. Gives a good amount of space. And there's so much mesh. Like most of the tent is mesh except for like this much of a lip. So definitely very breathable, which is nice. I don't think I'm gonna need this sleeping bag at all. I believe this is a Kelty Cosmic, but it's rated for like 20 degrees or something crazy. It's gonna get down to like 60 tonight, so really don't think I'll be cold. I'm feeling a little nervous about my backpacking trip just because my first solo one, but I think that's a good sign. You know, if I'm a little nervous, it means I'm probably gonna grow from it. I'm excited to grow. Let's see if I can fall asleep with all that interstate noise, because I'm right next to the freeway, like right next to it. So, but I'll take it. It's free, so I'm not complaining. I'm gonna get up. So the day has already started off with an interesting twist. I woke up to find these little guys all over the tent, which is fine. Shake those off. It's pretty easy. But just got myself ready and found this. Sick start. So now I get to shake these guys off, and hopefully they didn't lay eggs in my shoes. I don't know if you can see those cars passing by, but that's how close I-80 was, just on the other side of this little lake. Show off breakfast a little bit. We got our oatmeal packets. It's classic, and yes, I am putting in cold water. I realized this morning that I did not have a utensil, just didn't pack it. A lot of my stuff is still in Wyoming. I make and do with what I got, which is the blunt end of a toothbrush. I'm curious how well this works. Solid. I knocked all the roly-polies off the tent. My goodness, there was a lot of them. Now the tent's just drying off, or at least trying to, while the sun rises. We are gonna start our second day for driving. We are 773 miles into the drive, and I believe we have 720 to go today. Just got a good stretch in, got some gas, time to hit the road. Got a lot of miles in front of us. Sometimes I like to think of these days when I drive westward as racing the sun. Now let's put these miles behind us. Hey, a bike pack. Shake it like that. May not be able to tell this far away, but that is the beginning of the Wind River mountain range, which means I am less than 100 miles from my destination. All right, we made it to our destination. 1,496 miles later, we are in western Wyoming, and now we just go prep. We got a lot of gear to get together, get my backpack and all that jazz going. Probably look at my routes again, double check my permits, all that good stuff. It'll be fun. Let's go do it. Good morning. It is Saturday, August 17th. I am all prepped now. Didn't record any of that gathering gear and whatnot because it's honestly still just a huge mess in my car. So it'll be better to see some of it when I'm like actually organizing it. Now, we drive 4 hours-ish to Yellowstone. Probably stop in Jackson. So we'll drive through Jackson. We'll drive through Grand Teton National Park and into Yellowstone. The road through Grand Teton, it's super beautiful. The Tetons with a beautiful blue sky are just some of the most gorgeous mountains I've ever seen in my life. I drove past these mountains so much this summer, and I climbed it. So I'm just so excited to drive through there again and see the mountains and then get on to Yellowstone. So let's get going. We're in a parking lot, trying to get organized. All right, working on the food. Those are the sandwiches. We've got 2 packets of ramen, 2 packets of potatoes. Ramen bombs, these things are high calorie when you're really needing the energy. Another fun tip, when you've got glass jars, it is a good idea to duct tape them around the sides. They're much less likely to break on you. All right, voila. Final product, ready to go in the bear can. This is my bear can, pretty dang full. I'm definitely gonna wanna be eating a lot of food in the beginning to lessen the amount of weight that I'm carrying. It's my snack bag. Probably also chew through that so that I can bust out the big mile days we got coming up. All right, time to move on to utensils, gear, and clothing. 1 pair of pants, 4 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of underwear, 1 long sleeve, 2 sun hoodies, 1 fleece, and then a bandana and a beanie. I think that covers me, and I typically go for every 2 days, 1 pair of socks and 1 pair of underwear, and then hiking pants I just put through hell, and I wash them later. And the bandana is honestly just in case I need to filter water. If texture is important to you and you don't like dirt in your water, then you might want to use a bandana. And this little guy is for initial dirty clothes, just so I can separate it. Find it's nice to stay organized even in the backcountry if possible. I'm going over the gear real quick. Looks like we got our food, sleeping system, and tent and stuff. The way I like to think about it is just make sure you've got everything you need to cook, sleep, and poop. I get to try and see if all of this fits in my backpack. We use a contractor bag. That helps make sure everything stays dry. So I'm gonna put everything in here. The downside is that if you have a bag that you can access your sleeping bag from in the bottom compartment, this is not great for that because it means you can't access anything except from the top. It does make sure everything stays dry even if you're above waist deep crossing a stream. We're gonna start out like this and see if everything fits. Well, definitely gonna need to eat some of this food today. Probably gonna need to pare down the med kit. Too bulky. This is a good example of why we do this ahead of time. Bison tide is fairly high today. Usually a little higher in the afternoons when all the bison are up and moving. I've never done a solo backpacking trip. This is my first one. I am concerned that I have bit off more than I can chew. I'm exhausted. Got blisters forming. Felt sick. It strikes actual fear into me. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. What was I thinking?